RoughRiders playing the middle game of a series against the Springfield Cardinals, and we're joined, as we are every Sunday, by the manager of the RoughRiders, Jason Wood. Jason, last night's game, obviously the offense had another nice night, 6 runs, 12 hits, just wasn't quite enough. What's your takeaway from a ball game like last night's?
Well, I think in a roundabout way, I mean, the offense did a very good job, but when you give good teams like Springfield extra bases and you play sloppy defense, good things aren't usually going to come out of a game like that. And we couldn't hold our lead, so it made it tough. And today's the day where we have to battle back and try to get back after it.
Errors like the ones that we saw last night, are they more physical or mental, and is it something that you just need to talk to guys, or is it just about working and getting some of those plays simulated before games, so that way when the games happen, the same mistakes are not made?
Well, early in the game, the 2 errors that were made by Rodriguez and Martinez were completely mental. That's a play that those 2 plays are plays that they make in their sleep, So that was just a mental lapse in a sense, and that really didn't hurt us a whole lot. The other 2 errors I considered basically from our first baseman, Smolinski, who's actually, as you see, he's new over there, and he had some trouble working around the bag yesterday. But the throws from Robinson weren't bad, plays that should have been made. So there's mental and physical errors in 2 of them, but we'll go forward from that and just try to work harder.
You mentioned Smolinski, and he got the 9th inning at first base. Was a little bit eyebrow-raising. I did see him working before the game at first base a little bit, and I know you guys have been working before games with him over there. He's got a little bit of first base experience, but is that about just building versatility? Obviously, there's a bit of a hole at the big league level, so I would imagine that the organization is looking at all solutions to potentially fill a spot.
Well, that basically was directed strictly from the top yesterday, in a sense. They wanted to see Smolinski play first base, and they wanted to see it immediately. And so I was told to put him in there yesterday, and that's what happened. He got about a day and a half worth of work. Showed some pretty good versatility over there, and just, he's rusty. He hasn't been over there. He's, like you said, he's played 1 or 2 games over there in his career. He's an outfielder, but he's an athlete. He's able to adjust, and the more he plays over there, the more reps he gets, I think he'll be fine. So, with what's happened at the big league level, our parent club is looking for answers, for help in a sense. And if you can see some and show some versatility out of some of the players here, and they want a right-handed bat, so they're looking for that in a sense, and that's kind of where we went with that yesterday.
Is that something you anticipate, an experiment that'll keep moving forward, getting him more and more reps over there at first base and splitting time with Adams?
Possibly. I'll just have to kind of wait and see right now. He'll be back in left field again today where he's comfortable, get his bat going again, and he will get his work and his reps there during batting practice and workout sessions, and we'll see if he's going to play over there again. I would probably a safe bet that he would, so the more reps he gets over there, the better.
Last night's starter, Kyle Lotzgar, at times looked very good. He had the 3rd and 4th inning where he did not allow a base runner. I know it's a bit of a challenging situation. I want to get your take on managing Kyle's spot, because you want to keep him healthy. You want to keep him having some success, but obviously that does create a strain on the bullpen, knowing that it's going to be 3 or 4 innings for his outing. How tough is it to manage Kyle's situation?
Well, I mean, it hasn't been too tough. I know Jeff has gone into the season and basically let Lotzgar know that we're in this for the long haul for yourself, and we want to see you healthy at the end of the year this year. And I think there's an understanding to that for Lotzgar, and it's just a matter of getting him a little more consistent in his starts and in his game preparation, so on and so forth. He's got the ability, he's got the mechanics. We see it. Now it's a matter of instilling confidence into him and getting some longevity out of him. His pitch count is going up each time, and we've got to be a little more consistent with the fastball and a better job out of the stretch. So I think the biggest thing is his health, and we're working on that, and he's doing fine. He comes in after every outing, seems to be feeling fine. His work is good. His long sessions are fine. So it's a work in progress, and we got to just stay positive, Kyle, and get him going.
We're here with RoughRiders manager Jason Wood. Your normal first baseman, Trevor Adams, had a monster game on Friday night. He drove in a career-high 6 runs, scored 3 times. Seems like he scores just about every game that he plays in. He's batting about 400 over the last 3 weeks, and it's been a marked change and a great change to see over where he was in the first month of the season. What has been the key difference for you from what you've seen from Trevor versus where he was about a month ago?
The good thing about Trevor, he's a baseball player. He's going to find a way to get the job done. I had him last year. He was in the middle of my order in Myrtle Beach. He drove in 85 runs. This guy is a ball player. He's going to play everywhere. He's going to run the bases hard. He's going to have a knack to driving the runs when the time is right. You can put him anywhere in the lineup. He does a good job. He comes to play every day. You don't have to worry about him. So Trevor's going to be there, and it's good to see him do the things he do. It's not a surprise to me. He hit some balls very, very hard last year in the Carolina League that didn't go out. I think you'll see his home run totals go up a little bit higher this year. But just keep an eye on those RBIs. At the end of the day, he's going to be the guy that's going to be driving in runs for the Frisco RoughRiders.
You're right about hitting everywhere in the lineup. I think he's hitting 7 different spots this year. I had a little bit of a tough time getting a read on what type of player he is and what he projects to be kind of moving up. He's not your typical big first base masher, but as we've seen, he is very productive and he does provide a bit of versatility. What type of player do you see for him moving forward, and what are the sort of things that he needs to get better at to give himself a real chance to keep moving up?
I don't know exactly what his role is going to be. I think probably in a sense, showing the versatility that he has, he can be a pretty good utility player at the big league level. As far as what he needs to work on, I think he just keeps working on his offense and he keeps tinkering with a few things. Defensively, he's got some work around the bag at first base to deal with, but it's not for lack of trying and confidence. The kid's out there every day working his tail off. So at the end of the day, like I said, he's going to be our guy, and you hope for good things to come for Trevor.
Another player who's shown a lot of improvement at the plate is Patrick Cantwell. He had a 3-hit game a couple of nights ago, his first home run, which proved to be the game winner in the first game of the road trip. How encouraged are you by some of the things you're seeing from Patrick at the plate?
Another hard worker. Pat's done a great job. It's nice to see him I like to get him in there in that 2-hole where he's a big part of this offense. He can run, he can hit behind runners, does a few good things. But lately, his confidence has just shot up. It's skyrocketed, and it's shown in his defense, and it's also shown in his offense. So look for good things out of Pat. He's another guy that can do a lot of things in the lineup where he can hit. But I like him in that 2-hole, and we'll see how Pat does.
Finally, I know development is always first and foremost at the minor league level, but hey, we all want to win. I know you want to win just as much as everybody else. There are 22 games left in the first half of the season. Top 3 teams in the division separated by just 2 games. Are you paying attention to the standings? Are you paying attention to the scoreboard, seeing what Midland does and what Corpus does?
I'd lie if I said I don't, but at day's end, it's about worrying about what we can do here. Taking care of business here at home is the biggest thing for me, and we play 500 ball on the road. If we can do better than that, that's great. But it's a matter of the RoughRiders taking care of business here and getting after it. And what the other teams do, we'll find out at the end of this first half. We know who we have to play. We've got Midland and we've got Corpus on a 12-game road trip. So it'll come down to that, and we'll be ready at the time, ready for that fight.
It should be fun over the next 3 weeks. Best of luck out there today, and thanks so much for the time.
All right, thanks a lot. Go Riders.
That's RoughRiders manager Jason Wood. We're back right after this here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.